Labyrinth of Zengetsu on the PlayStation 4. This is a research stream of a game that I rented from the Maryland Library System. We'll delete that game save eventually. I'm going to start a new game. Blight, Bane, Hopefuls. This is a first-person dungeons crawler, and I realize I have never played a first-person dungeon crawler on this channel before. In the decade I've been doing this, I've never played one. At least not on this channel. I've played a few first-person dungeon crawlers, but I have a major hole in my gaming backlog. I've never played any of these. I've played so few of these games now that I think about it. So what do they call me? They call me Mr. Tibbs, but I think I'll go with my usual. It was either T'Challa or Okoye, whichever one doesn't really matter to me. Can't be changed later. I guess we're going with Okoye. But yeah, like, I just realized, as soon as I turned this game on, I have never played a first-person dungeon crawler on this channel, and I've probably only played 6 in my entire life. Like, I played Etrian Odyssey way back in the on the DS, you know, where you had to draw your own map. I played Might and Magic on the NES when it launched, which is interesting because that game was very well regarded when it came out in the early 1990s. I think it's from American Sammy, the guys, the same company that published Vice Project Doom and Amagon, which no one cares about. I own on PC Ultima Underworld. I got it with my Windows 95 computer way back in the day for like $5. Barely touched it, by the way. I had a boot disk for that thing. You had to do the himem.sys entry in your batch file, so it would boot with all the RAM you needed to play this 1995 state-of-the-art first-person dungeon crawler. Like, this was like post-Doom, pre-Quake, that era. I think Ultima Underworld was 94, wasn't it? Something like that. That game was considered mind-blowing when it came out. That game, Magic Carpet, so many weird... Magic Carpet was not a first-person dungeon crawler either. But I've seen, like... And of course, I played a bunch of NES games that had first-person, you know... dungeon elements in it. Like, you know, Go-Go 13 and Fester's Quest, Goonies 2... But those are bits of dungeon crawling. They are not dungeon crawlers. Like your Double Dungeons or your Dungeon Explorers. Still haven't played Dungeon Explorer on the SNES. I need to do that. That's supposed to be a must-play game. At least back when it came out in the mid-1990s. Dungeon Explorer. Or Dungeon Master was? I think it was Dungeon Master on the NES. Dungeon Explorer is the top-down action game on the TurboGrafx-16 that I played on this channel. The Gauntlet clone. Sorry, I forgot to look at the list. I'm supposed to be paying attention. So what conscript do you want to check? Well, we only have 6. We got a Sam, a warrior, a cleric. Oh, I see. A samurai, human. A warrior, half Oni. A cleric, dwarf. A thief, cavegram. A wizard, necomata. A necomata. A cat girl. A cat girl wizard? Hold on, wait, don't tell me. What was her name from Vision of Escaflowne? Well, she wasn't a wizard. Merle, that was her name. What was Merle? Was Merle a thief? I don't remember who Merle. I have to watch Escaflowne again. Anyway, I'm well distracted now. Sorry. I like playing old games. You play old games on this channel. That's my conscript list. Why would I change their picture? What I mean? Oh. So we can change how they look. How dark can we go? Generic anime pictures. Any dark elves? I'll settle for a dark elf. Yeah, I'll settle for it. Ooh, okay. We can pull up the. What do you call this? Is this hiragana? No, it's not hiragana. Anyway, enough. A new name. Well, we're not doing. So we can rename him if we want. But we're not going to do that. We got Ichi the Killer. Okay, count to 5, kids. Ichi, ni, san, yong, go. So Ichi is 1, 2, 3, 4. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go. I don't know who Ruku is. Ichi, ni, san, yong, go. Nana, Haj. Anyway, I can't count to 10 anymore. You say, watch Escaflowne. They'll teach you how to count to 10 in Japanese. It's in episode 1. Anyway. So again, I'm still kind of flummoxed that I've never played Create. I can create someone. Okay. Human, equally suited as a front and black line, smite the small frame. So we're just going to go with the generic setup. Vanguard. Cleric, wizard. So this race is suitable for being a warrior or a cleric. The elf race is suitable for being a cleric or a wizard. Suited to the rear guard. Cave Graham. Thief suited to the rear guard. Nakomata. My Nakomata is in the rear guard, apparently. I can double check that. Half Oni. They're burly and strong, so they're tanks. Okay, so we'll worry about that later. I'm glad the game told me that. I should have been paying attention earlier when I was playing this game without commentary. Select conscripts. Ichi, Ni, San, Shi, Go. Don't know what number Ruku is. Roku? Face the Blight Bane trial with this party. You're unable to edit this party till after the trial. Fine. It's a tutorial. This is a research stream. So again, like, what games did I play? Yeah, I played Arcana on the Super Nintendo when it launched. Don't remember liking it. I remember people liking the way it looked. And they liked the vibe. They didn't like the pacing of the combat. I am curious about that game. I don't have it with me. It's probably too expensive. But I remember it being somewhat interesting when it came out. Because people really like the vibe of that game. They really like the music, I remember, for some reason. And I've heard some of the music in Arcane. I don't remember it being great, but I need to listen to more of that. So I'll put it on my playlist. I'll put it on my podcast playback list. So when I'm doing another round of Skyrim or Warcraft, I guess I'll do that. But yeah, like, I barely played any of these first-person dungeon crawlers in the last 30 years that I've been playing video games, seriously. Didn't own any on the Super NES, I just rented them. So yeah, I'm astonished I haven't played one of these games on this channel before. I might have some lying around, but now that I think about it, the only games that I'm aware of in my collection that would qualify are, like, that I still own, are, like, the Sega Genesis collection that I have, because I have Shining in the Darkness is included on that. Sword of Vermilion doesn't count. Sword of Vermilion doesn't count. What else? Yeah, like, I don't have any NES games that are first-person dungeon crawlers. Other than the disc that I have of it's not even a disc. It's a floppy disk of it's a 3.5-inch floppy of Ultima Underworld. I still have that game. I think it's like 4 or 5 installation discs. Yeah, man, I don't think I have any dungeon crawlers around here except for Shining in the Darkness on the Genesis. Because Shining Force isn't a dungeon crawler. None of those games are, except for Shining in the Darkness. Like, what game I mean, because I have not played Wizardry or AD Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Pool of Radiance. Didn't play any of those NES games, really. Shadowgate probably counts. That's not the kind of game I'm talking about. Almost all the dungeon games I've played are like mystery dungeon games, like the Pokemon Rescue Team games, or Shiren the Wanderer, games like that. Never really played that many of these, and I need to do that. It feels weird that I've played so many turn-based games. I've played so many Japanese RPGs. Almost never played a traditional first-person dungeon crawler. I mean, I know it when I see it, because like I said, I've played a bunch of games like it, just didn't really dig deep into them. Haven't played like a hardcore, Bard's Tale kind of dungeon crawler, but I've kept seeing them as a kid. They had hundreds of them on PC. Didn't play a single one of them, except the tiny bit that I played of Ultima Underworld. Haven't played any Ultimate games, except for that one, which is weird. In case that one's locked. I have the control set up so when I press down, I move backward. The other option is to turn around. But I don't like the idea of rotating 180 degrees because it's harder to get my bearings. I'd rather turn manually. So, that Resident Evil 4 setup is not going to work for me. Press the A button to sneak. You don't move any slower, so that's cool. Map display on. What button is the map? Oh yeah, L1 and R. L1 is to strafe left. L1 and R2 strafe left. R1 and R2 strafe right. Which is a fantastic feature in a game like this. But it's not real time. I think this game is just turn-based, which is fine. Make a camp. Square. And that's how I make camp. Okay. Skill. Who will use the skill? We have mana magic, trap disarming. Okay. Which is the kind of thing you want in a game like this. My mind is blown. I could have swore I played at least one of these types of games on this channel before. Never played Shining in the Darkness yet. I'll get around to it. It's on my bucket list. My entire Sega Genesis collection is on my bucket list. But I mean, I'm not expecting it to be great, but I am somewhat fascinated by the genre of games, this subgenre, because I realize I'm familiar with so many of its most popular titles, but I've played so few of them. So, if you told me, what's Shining in the Darkness? Oh, it's a first-person dungeon crawler, don't you know? Well, I never played it. I just know what it's about because I've read reviews of it. And I kind of know basically what it's about. And I mean, when Might and Magic came out in the NES, I read the reviews. It's like, yeah, man, you break out your graph paper, dog. Bust out the graph paper and go square by square to map out this dungeon, man. That's what I did when I played Etrian Odyssey. And I really want to play Etrian Odyssey, but is there a Switch version of Etrian Odyssey? There has to be, maybe in Japan. But apparently that game went from being like old school to like being, well, it's still a dungeon crawler where you draw your own map. But that was the pitch, right? It was an old school dungeon crawler where you use the touchpad to use the stylus to draw your own map. It was great. I only played like a couple of hours of it. But yeah, most of the dungeon crawlers I've played are like mystery dungeon games. Okay, where are we going? Ink. Here we go. Ink of ruin swirls through the bars of the prison cell. Looking close from the mist of the maelstrom, you can make out a small figure. I do like this ink-splattered look. The whole, what's that? Slice, dice, and rice? What's it called? Like that whole, like, it's literally just stark black and white. I do dig it. Didn't, Obra Dinn have the same vibe, the same art style? I barely remember. I need to watch more Let's Plays of that. But the Wreck of the Obra Dinn, was it called? I think it was like from 2019. I forget how old that game is. Like I said, there are lots of games that I heard of, and I'm curious about them. Okay, turn-based fights. So we're going to have every person choose an ability, or choose a... We're going to have everyone attack the first enemy, and if it dies, it dies. The guys in the back can only parry or use magic. I don't know how quickly we get it back, though. Fight. So we have 3 attackers and 3 defenders. Died. So he has no more than 8 hit points. So 5 hit points for these guys. Okay, pretty painless. Survivors gained 33 experience. Attained 43 sen, which is probably gold. Sen to Chihiro no Kamakushi, correct? Voice echoes through the room. Something done past the first trial. I mean, it's a turn-based fight. There wasn't a whole lot to it. Yeah, man, I am astonished that I haven't played. I'm still blowing my own mind that I haven't played more games like this before. So I need to go. So now I feel the need to dig through my my backlog and see what's lying around here that I need to play. Like actual first-person, screen-by-screen graph paper, like dungeon crawlers, like this. Double Dungeons. Silent Debuggers might count, but that was like a first-person action game, technically, right? Yeah, like I played. There was like an anime robot game in the PlayStation 1. That was a first-person dungeon crawler, but it was basically just, you know, there were no traps. I don't think it was just, you know, You come across the enemy and you shoot it. I think Silent Debuggers was kind of like that, right? It was the first-person dungeon crawler where you, like, shot aliens that popped out at you. Yeah, I really want to... Again, there are games I'm never going to play, but I like the way Silent Debuggers kind of looked. Really bold, cartoonish style. So it was like a really bright and colorful dungeon crawler. But it was kind of like Aliens. You know, you're going through... You're winding through these bright neon corridors, and aliens pop out at you, and you shoot at them. But it wasn't like a first-person shooter. It was just a dungeon crawler. A first-person dungeon crawler. Don't forget to identify the items first. Yeah, like in a lot of these games, like a lot of dungeon games, you have to identify the stuff that's in your inventory. Like this medicine right here. Identify. First of all, who should identify it? Do these circles mean they're good? See those circles above their profiles? Does that mean that they're good at identifying things? Identification success. So it's a kind of medicine, I guess. Now, I don't know why this is the mechanic, honestly. Like, even, like, Diablo does stuff like this. Where they'll throw unidentified items at you that you're not allowed to use until you actually identify them. Like, someone gives me a big freaking stick, I'm gonna hit someone with it. Why do I need to identify a stick to hit someone with it? Like, yeah, it's a big staff. Yeah, so poke something with it. Why do I have to know what it is to use it? It's a stick. I don't know what kind of stick. Like, if you say, like, yeah, okay, you identify it. Like, it's an unidentified staff. How many whacks to the head can I do before the enemy dies? That's how I determine the strength. So then when I identify it, okay, this is the strength level. This is the dexterity bonus. These are the attributes. These are the attributes, the buffs and the debuffs. Okay, that's fine. I'm cool with that. But I never understood this whole thing where it's like I can't use an item unless I identify it. It's a weird mechanic I see in a lot of video games. Never understood that. And pardon me, I'm hopped up on caffeine and nostalgia, so bear with me. Which is typical for this channel, if I'm being honest. This is a newish game from, like, what, 2022, but I'm playing it in 2024. And again, it's a 20th century, you know, pre-Doom turn-based RPG from a first-person perspective. Your typical, you know, inventory screen takes up 3/4 of the real estate, and a tiny window in the middle of your VGA monitor determines that's the window that scrolls in and out. You know what I mean? That's your window into this virtual world. Yeah, I need to play way more games like this. I feel like an idiot that I haven't done any. I feel like I need to fill a hole in my backlog. I need to fill a hole in my gaming knowledge. Like, I've played, like, hundreds of turn-based games, dude. I'm shocked I haven't played more games like this. That's why this is blowing my mind. Wait, I should have been paying attention to that. A closed door is only closed to its open. There's supposed to be a trick here where you can't get past the door. I think this room is completely sealed off. Yeah, here's the trick. One of these walls is not like the others. Press the triangle button to investigate suspicious places. Like this, for instance. Like video games, no. 1970s Hanna-Barbera cartoons have taught me that this is a secret passageway. Triangle. Old He-Man cartoons, you know. You know, the one part of your background that's colored differently than the other parts. That's the part that's going to animate. So that's the part that's clearly going to move. It's like a spotlight. It's like a spotlight that tells you where to go in a video game. And of course, people were making Jeff Thu over at Mother's Basement was joking about, hey, look, people who complain about yellow paint forget that developers have literally been putting spotlights on video games to tell you where to go. They've been putting virtual spotlights in video games telling you where to go. But now they have yellow paint, so whatever. This is it. This is the right way. Where's my map? Press the square button. Yeah, that's where we are on the map, so we're good. Hiding their true form. Whatever that means. So, random battles, or are they all Whoops, see? I figured that was an enemy anyway. Okay, so typical strategy is same strategy as last time. Attack one enemy, and if they die, the AI will automatically target the next enemy. So the front line will attack, the rear line will defend. Pretty simple. Whoop, took a hit. Missed. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Well, just got real. Alright, so let's keep attacking. We use magic on the second guy. Force bolt. And we'll just leave that as is. Something guarded something. So he's dead. Why are we missing? Regen health. Yeah, why are we missing? This sucks. No magic that time. So there's a memory system. The game remembers the last command you chose. That's a healthy ease of use feature. Why am I missing? Wow. Can I repeat? Yeah, repeat the last batch of commands you chose. Now he's dead. Wow, why did I miss so much? Is this like, what was that game? There was a turn-based game on PC like about a decade ago. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like it was a game where it's like every fight could basically come down to a dice roll. Like, boom, one turn, done. And that was supposed to be the game. Every battle was potentially your last. Every battle came down to just one attack. And the first person who connected won. But it's a dice roll. And then they changed that system entirely and got rid of that system. So it became a more conventional turn-based whittle enemies down till they die kind of system. But yeah, the whole point of the game is that if you're going to get into a fight, it is a complete and utter dice roll. And you're not guaranteed to win just because the enemy's low level. You are going to whiff and they're going to kill you on the next turn. And you're going to hate yourself. And that was the game. I don't remember its name. It's the kind of game where it's like, yeah, again, this is what an RPG could be if you commit to the bit. Like I've joked in the past, if I have RPG Maker over here on the PlayStation 4, if I make one of those games, I gotta commit to a battle system where the battles are serious and challenging, but they're avoidable and they're short. So the idea is they'd be like Persona Revelations, arguably. They would be like puzzle-based games. There'd be like puzzle-based confrontations with dialogue trees, possibly. Not mash on the attack button till the enemy dies. That's not the kind of RPG I'm interested in making, honestly. But I need to commit to something like that. Because like I said, I want to do an exploration-based RPG. Not maybe a dungeon crawler heavy RPG. Not like this, like a top-down view. But not with a lot of combat. Something closer to Lufia 2, with the puzzle dungeons, where the fighting is just kind of whatever. Oh, you can press the circle button to sneak. Found a dusty box buried in the ground. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, man. That's the key we needed, probably. So why not just sneak everywhere? Like, what's the point of standing up? There is a key to one of these doors. Where was it again? Square. So when I press square, I stand up. It doesn't say which way I'm turning. That sucks. It didn't tell me which way. It doesn't show me which way I'm turning. So how do I know which way is north? Is there a compass in this game? Let's let Ichi identify the key. Well, I guess that was the key they wanted us to find. You like how I just noticed that just lying around, right? That dirt pile was just sitting there and I had to sneak. The game didn't teach me how to sneak, though. This is not the lock. This is not the door that I needed. This door. I don't need that. There we go. I got the key. See, I don't even have to select it. It just automatically opens. Isn't that amazing? Quality of life feature, skits. Again, why stand up if you can just sneak and you don't lose anything? Might as well just walk while crouching. But you must not let the promise of wealth dull your vigilance. Turn around. What's this? Think thieves can tinker. With more physical individuals can destroy the whole chest. Highly skilled mages can use the all-seeing eye. Or the mana magic spell unlock. Okay. I don't think we have that, though. So how do I know where the trap is? Yeah, how do I know where the trap is? Because there is a trap detector. Yeah, trap disarming. Okay. It's passive. Okay. So, how do I know where it is? Let's avoid them. Yep. Already confirmed. I'm already sneaking. So I'm already here. I already knew that thing was coming. Okay, so let's repeat. 3 attackers, 3 defenders. Not dead yet. At least we know what it is. Hopefully I won't whiff. Uh-oh. No fair, we're calling for reinforcements. 3 misses. Jeez. This game is so weird. So attack the first guy. Then we'll do some magic on the next one. The thief serves no purpose, apparently, other than trap detection. Force bolts on him. Magic. How much magic do I have? Does it say? Like, is it just free? Seem to have unlimited magic, if I'm being honest. Yeah, looks like it's a free attack. Is it a free attack? Okay, give me the loot. Inspect. Well, let the trap disarmer inspect it. The master of lockpicking. Well, we found falling rocks. Disarm. Attempt to disarm. Successfully disarmed. I got a pittance and some unidentified medicine. I can understand medicine having to be identified. I'm fine with that. I just think it's stupid that I have to... I mean, like, identify a scroll. Okay, fine. But if it's a stick, let me whack something with it, and then I can learn its attributes. That makes sense to me. Video games. Yeah, I'm sure, like, Gama Sutra probably did some really long, ridiculous article about identifying unidentified items in video games. I'm sure I could write a Quora post about it. Water has a deadly effect on impure beings. The power of Christ compels them. So, what am I thinking of? So the X button is how you can move forward, huh? Intriguing. Some friends have hidden frailties. Yes, I understand. I've played a video game before. I know that holy magic defeats dark foes. I'm pretty sure I think I like did design documents for a game like that where it's like you had like light warriors and dark warriors. So you had light aligned warriors and mages and like white mages and knights and clerics, and dark aligned warriors and mages and elves and like guys like that. I have to flesh that idea out because that would work in a... It was a RPG Maker like game, but I conceived of it back in the late 80s, early 90s. It was basically Final Fantasy with just white mages and black mages and whatever. But the whole idea was that there are certain parts of the game you can't see unless you have certain white magic members or black magic members in your party, that kind of thing. So it's like a play style. It's like basically your job class determined your path through the game if you chose it. And some parts of the game were way harder or way easier depending on which party member, depending on whether you had white mages in your party or black mages. That kind. Anyway, it's beyond the point. What you have? So I can take my experience to learn new abilities when I complete the dungeon, I suppose. Did I miss something? Yeah, go back the other way. Again, there's no compass. That kind of sucks. But that's how I know which way I'm facing. I turn. Like, that is north. Thanks. Not terribly helpful, but I'll take it. You've already determined that. And what's that? Okay, I already know that. Never mind. That was a waste of time. So those little squares, those little things on the side of the wall on the map, those are signs. Fine. Did I miss something? Yeah, there are parts of the room I didn't see. See the little squares right there above the little red icon? There's some squares to the west of me that I haven't looked at yet, so give me a second. I can't go through the wall. I can't go through the door. Yeah, I can. Let's see what's back here. Well, that door's locked, so that's why I can't open those. Okay, so once I go through that door, I'll be able to see the rest of this room. So I guess all those shaded blocks are the blocks I've actually walked on. That's kind of cool. It's a subtle touch. Somehow I don't think this game is available on the Switch. I'm just curious about that. I need to heal one of my characters. Give me a second. Okay. Attack the left dude. We holy water. We don't want non-elemental damage. Just a second. Attack the dude on the left. Magic. Holy damage. Not healing. That works in some games. I think in Final Fantasy, healing allowed you to attack dark magic enemies, which I thought was kind of cool. Magic. If magic is free, I might as well just use it. I'm not going to complain. But there are no charges on this magic like in Final Fantasy 1, are there? So healing magic is just like bolt magic. Works for me. Inspect. You can investigate. Either one of these guys can. As long as... Whoop! Failed to unlock it. Inspect. So we got that. Lock level 1. We'll disarm it. Disarm successful. Obtain 110 cent, and we found an unidentified key, which we probably need to get through the door. Give me the loot! Probably have to identify that key, don't we? Well, I guess we don't have to identify a key if we know that it works. It's a key and it fits in the door, therefore we've identified it. Still going down, huh? Again, I don't have any strong opinions on turn-based first-person dungeon crawlers like this, but I prefer them to like first-person games where it's harder to map. But this game has an auto map, so you don't have to worry about that. God, auto mapping was such a huge deal back in the day. I want to say there used to be spells that would automatically map, that would automatically make a map for you. But yeah, if you're familiar with like your Might and Magics and your Wizardries, then yeah, you can make your own map on graph paper like the old heads did. But yeah, man, I am fascinated by what I might find out when I play more games like this. I'm astonished. Again, I can't believe I haven't played more games like this yet. It's a massive gaping hole. I can't, like, there are some games I know I haven't played before. Darkness. Darkness! I got a stick. We'll grow weak with every step. Okay, so now we have a precious resource, a consumable resource, right? We have a deterioration system, if you will. Which will sort of come in handy if fires us open in the dark. Darkness. So yeah, like, Interesting effect. And we can't see the map. Huh. A pit. Am I sneaking? Yeah, I am sneaking. Oh! Maybe I need to not stay here. That's like a great idea. So do I want to investigate the entire room? I can still see a little bit ahead of me. There's another pit. Alright, screw this game. It's gonna be one of those games, isn't it? First of all, I should be able to heal myself. Give me a second. Heal. There you go. How many more can I heal? Oh, I have only 2 more charges. Okay. So how do I know how many charges I have? Orientation, that's adorable. Okay, we're good otherwise. What do we want to identify while we're here? You got a torch. But I'm not equipping it. So I don't want to go that way. I could go that way. It's not going that way. So that's how you see where you're going. So what's this over here? Okay, that's north. So we're going that way. That's the door. Okay, so we can't go that way. So go back. That is a cute touch. We could just go around. Right? That seems safer. Yeah, that's safer. Okay. Now we're talking. There's another pit here. Doesn't look like a pit, if I'm being honest. Uh-oh. He's just not a noose. Guess it was worth it. Strange fruit. Over here. Nope. Am I going the right way? So go this way, but there is a pit there. Can I go around the pit? That's a wall, right? Like, there is a wall there I don't want to touch. Like, it's not an exit, it's a wall, so... It looks like a wall, so I'm not going to push my luck. So we're going to go out the other way. But there's a pit there, so we got to go around the long way. So maybe I don't need the torch, he said portentously. We're going this way. That can't be good. I think we made it out of the darkness. This game moves at 60 frames a second, by the way. Gotta love that. Of course, I'm only recording at 30 because it's a PlayStation 4 capture. It's a turn-based game. Who cares if it's 60 frames a second? What do you think this is? Metaphor? I tried to download that patch on PC, by the way. 50 gigabytes. Get bent. A 50 gigabyte demo? What the heck? What? I mean, Forspoken makes sense. It's a freaking turn-based RPG. Why is there a 50 gigabyte demo for that? It's absurd. It better be on the PlayStation 4, by the way. I'll double check later tonight. I'll see if I can download it later tonight. I got room. 50 gigabytes. Get the frick out of here. Then again, Horizon Forbidden West is like, what, 100 gigabytes? Is it on 2 discs? Yeah, get bent. Anyway. Let's use longer range. Yeah, I understand that. Ill-equipped and poorly positioned party. Thank you. So we're not gonna fight with them. So we got to fight at least one of these guys, huh? Does it matter who we fight at this point? Huh. I made it through. Pull the lever! Let's just pull random things. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, was I supposed to press X instead of up? Anyway. We'll just attack. Hopefully he won't call for any reinforcements. So I have one charge left. That's a problem. So I probably should have used up all that magic earlier. How do I recharge my magic is the question. I only have 2 charges left. I don't have any long weapons I can hit him with. A club strike. Strike him with the club. Anyway. Matt Zeller Sights is not happy about the Megalopolis discourse. Let's just put it that way. Disarmed. Let's just disarmed and defeated. Of course, well, the only trap disarmer is gonna try and disarm it. Got a shield. Can I throw it at somebody like a Rygar? That'd be nice. Not Rygar. Who's the dude who throws a shield? Nope, Captain America. Yeah. Yeah. Too bad we don't have a Captain America in our party. That would be a great. I would play that game. Actually, that NES game was apparently trash. I saw Jeff Gerstmann play it. It looks aggressively mid. And it came out after the arcade game was a massive hit, so you can see people being mad at that. Yeah, that Genesis port, I saw the cartridge for that for like less than $20, but apparently it's not even that good of a game. So the Genesis port's probably trash too. Uh-oh. That doesn't look promising. It's like a freaking Zhang Yimou movie out here. What are we doing? Holla if you got the Zhang Yimou reference. The longer of the battle, okay, let's not do that. What kind of enemies are they talking about? Okay, fine, so kill enemies quickly, fine, but I'm still worried about the magic running out. Darn it. I don't like the way this sounds. Do I have to fight these guys? Fine. Repeat. Caught them unawares. So I got the initiative because I snuck up on them. Hit for crit. Music's no big deal. I mean, is there any reason to not have the thief do this? I'm good. Found medicine. So maybe that's how I heal. Fantastic. Give me the loot. Yeah, man. Did I keep coming back here? Okay, so now we can fight the boss, I suppose. Huh. So I pressed the X button and snuck through it, huh? So I guess if I press the X button, there's a chance I could sneak past the enemy? Huh. Got a bronze trophy for Blightbane. Blightbane, sorry. Dr. Blightbane from Captain Planet. Black ink, the best kind of ink. Yeah, I gotta have a PS2 game that's a first-person dungeon crawler. I don't think any of those games I own are first-person dungeon crawlers. Like, other than Etrian Odyssey, like, what are the major, like, modern RPG franchises that came out in North America that would qualify as such? I'm drawing a blank. Like, obviously, like in the Final Fantasy games are never really about that. I mean, was there a first-person Final Fantasy game? I don't think so, actually. Yeah, even like Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, they're like turn-based strategy games. Not really the same. Yeah, I could have sworn I had some games in my collection that would qualify. Like Lost Odyssey isn't one of those games. I mean, I still have that. I'm gonna pull it out eventually. It's one of those games. I don't think it has an Xbox One port. But I'll pull it out, and I need to pull out my Xbox 360 because you know I got some Xbox One discs I gotta play. I mean, I can't play Test Drive Eva Destruction on an Xbox One. I should be able to, but I guess I never got around to making that backwards compatible. I mean, I'm glad they finally made Otogi, Otogi 2 backwards compatible. I own Otogi 1, apparently. I totally forgot I had that. I gotta pull that out. I don't remember liking it. I remember really liking the second game quite a bit, but eventually the camera was just annoying. The game's good, but it's not that amazing. It's like the game when Elden Ring came out, Otogi 2 became backwards compatible on the Xbox One. The price doubled, like literally in a week. And I know those MFers I know the MFers who were doing that stuff because they know they can jack up the price of these old Otogi 2 discs that they have lying around and gouge people. Like, people drive me nuts. I'm selling if I haven't already sold my copy of Otogi 2, I'm probably selling it by the end of the year. Again, not hating, but Otogi 2 is fine, but it's no big deal. From Software, people like me who don't really like Dark Souls games that much, I would rather play Otogi 2 if I'm being honest. Although obviously I like a good Elden Ring. I like a good Elden Ring run. But at some point I've been ducking and dodging the bosses, so I might just ignore that entirely at some point. And it's also possible that I'll grind up a bit because I learned a few easy ways to grind up, so I'm curious how that'll go. Acquire did do a couple of other RPGs, I think, on the PlayStation 4, because the name is familiar. I want to say they've been around since the PS2, haven't they? I want to say Acquire's been around for a while. And at the shop, at the temple, you can purify those been corrupted by the ink. That was all a tutorial, so obviously we'll have to play this game later. I gotta take this game back on... I don't have to take this game back on Saturday, but I wanted to sample it. And I'll see if I can find, 3 other games that I'm interested in playing. Because I got this, that Yuden Chronicles Rising game. That game apparently is trash. It's a side-scrolling action RPG, but it's apparently it was... There was, I think the Suikoden director, was involved in that at some point. And Natsume Otari did some of the development on that game. It seems aggressively mid. Maybe if I played it for a couple more hours, it might get more interesting, but it doesn't seem particularly compelling. Not that difficult. Not a lot of exploration. Pretty linear as is. A lot of backtracking. Very, very 1987 Famicom Disk System-esque. Very Metroid, Simon's Quest, Clash at Demon Heady. And even Clash at Demon Head arguably had way more exploration than this game does. Of course, Clash at Demon Head also had, lots of two-way exploration. It wasn't free roaming, it was go into this corridor, go all the way to the left or all the way to the right, and then go to the... It's like you're traveling from node to node, basically, in that game. I used to own that game. I would play more of it if I had it in front of me for a video. Again, so it's getting to the point where I feel the need to pull out I probably downloaded that ROM on the NES, but I did own the cartridge. I bought that cartridge back in the late 90s because I was fast, because I could still go to Sam Goody and find old NES cartridges, like Journey to Silius. That's how I played Journey to Silius. I bought it for $10 at Babbage's or something. No, it was at Sam Goody. I bought that, Guardian Legend, and Journey to Silius, and Gunnak. Fantastic game, Gunnak. That was back in the early 2000s when you can still find 10-year-old NES games at Sam Goody. That was also where I bought it. Actually, we'll get to that later. But those are most of I think those are most of the NES games I bought. It wasn't making videos back then, obviously. Automatically saves in the Labyrinth. You choose to recover no automatic saves. Now let corpses. Huh? So why would I choose Blightstained? I know I keep getting sidetracked. I apologize. Again, I'm hopped up on caffeine and nostalgia. So we're going to end this video pretty soon. We did the tutorial. Survive the Labyrinth. Yes, one of these YouTubers, I think he's a Portuguese YouTuber, said something about, like, guys, you have to understand how, you know, vital, like, how seminal Wizardry was to the Japanese RPG scene. Like, you have to know. And again, I never played Wizardry, but I know that it was one of those first-person dungeon crawlers from back. Look at all these items got identified. But yeah, I remember back in the day, equipable. Who needs it the most? Well, we'll do that later. Imagine putting a torch inside of storage. Light anytime you need to, I guess. I guess we'll just keep everything. Well, I guess we'll leave some medicine behind, not the whole thing. So we don't have to sell anything, I hope. So, is the game saved? Party rock! Manage conscripts. New order. How does it feel? How does it feel to be expelled? I need to listen, by the way, on an unrelated note, I need to listen to more of The Cure. Just like, I heard Just Like Heaven inside of a store recently, and I'm like, you know what? I probably need to pay more attention to the lyrics. That's a much better song than I thought it was. It's been rattling in my head for 3 decades, and I've never really paid attention to the lyrics. The Cure might be underrated, which is saying a lot, because everyone my age keeps talking about them. I got some classmates who love that love song they did back in 1990, which I think that was their most popular song in the United States, as I recall. I remember liking it, but I didn't really dig into it. But The Cure might be up. I'm a Smiths fan, kinda. So The Cure should be on that same playlist with the Smiths. But at any rate, we're gonna end the video pretty soon. Let's just go with what we have. Okay, so Labyrinth. Okay, so we'll end the video here. This is a research stream anyway. Don't need to resurrect anyone. Everyone's full of health. That's good. We got like 9 pips of health. Unbelievable. Ah, the spear. So let's give these guys in the rear guard some spears. Stabbing from a distance. Stabby, stabby. Maybe the half Oni can go in the back. Can this attack from the rear? Range. Okay, so the range. Middle of the screen, below the name, the cost, the description, and the damage value, the range has 2 pips next to it. It's in red. Above that, that's 1. So I guess that means you can attack from 2. Well, that's how do you want to do this? Well, the thief needs something. We gotta give the thief something. Bubba Clubba. Katana, battle axe, a spear. 6 feet strong, am I right? Naginata. Scout's bow sounds amazing. Prized by scouts. It's also 600 sen. Screw that. So I guess we're going with the stabby stabby. Where was it? Yeah, we're going with a sling. So are the stones free? I mean, it doesn't do that much damage, obviously, but it's better than nothing. Spear. Well, not everyone can carry everything. We can give them something. Buy and equip. Sword of Trials, the club. The club. Okay. Who else can attack from the back? We hit it from the front to back. No one else can equip that, though. The staff. So maybe that's better than the sling. We can't equip the staff, so that's your problem. Buy and equip. Oh, they already have a pole of trials? What? Oh, the pole of trials is only has a range of 1. There's your problem. So it can't attack from the back. So we're going with the staffy. My $1.25 staff. Works for me, dog. Alright, what else we got? Armor. Might be a good idea if you're in the front to give them some armor. How do I know what they have? Like, it doesn't... Like, this is... Okay. I guess underneath the name, the name, cost, description, and brackets, it says armor. Below that, it might say if it's stronger than what I have or not, I suppose. Like, how much stronger is it than what I already have, is what seems to be happening here. Actually, it's not. This leather armor I'm wearing is already better than what I have. Can they just tell me what I'm already carrying? Wild. What can I sell? I actually need to equip some hide shields. Here we go. We're not going to sell that. How do we equip stuff? No. Party setup. There we go. Oh, sorry. They're already here. So I can see what they have equipped here, I guess. I can't just switch between characters from this screen, huh? That would be nice. Switch characters between screens. Odd art on that, but we'll accept it. It's a power move. Magic. He's got 3 charges. I guess it's based on charges, I guess. Where's the damage? Yeah, damage. No. Armor. Yeah, AC 12. Okay. So I might have to buy upgrades for them, but they're in the back row, so I'm less worried about those upgrades. Okay, so we're going to end the video pretty soon. I was just hoping there'd be like a save option that's obvious, but I didn't see one. So again, how do I equip this crap? Filtered. Yeah, that's how you filter. That's cute. Make preparations. There we go. Okay, equip. There you go. Press the square button to equip. What's the Sword of Trials? Dagger of Trials. Weaker, but hits for crit. So I can switch characters by L1, R1 by pressing L1 by pressing the shoulder buttons, basically. Someone has a shield. There we go. So that symbol means that there's an item that can be equipped in this slot. That orange circle right there. Okay. Well, he's in the front, so let's give him what we need. And they have staves. Staves. Yeah. You know what? I am intrigued. I need to play way more of these. I'm pretty sure I will not like Shining in the Darkness, but I'm curious how that will go. Yeah, I'm still blown away. I can't believe I haven't played more of these games yet. But other than Shining in the Darkness, what else can I play? Am I going to try and install this Ultima Underworld floppy disk? I mean, I could. I do have an old... I definitely have an old PC I can plug it into if I